On my mirror, start to blush when somebody says your name. In my stomach, there's a pain. You walk in my direction.
Dope, so dope, spit, dope, so dope, spit, love spells. Why love spells are a big no-no in the spiritual community? Why people are so against them, and I can understand why. If I did spells for other people, a love spell wouldn't even be on the list, okay? So I get a lot of messages. Do you do love spells? No, baby. And I don't think you should go to anybody. I don't think you should get it done. But if you really want it done, you've done your research, and you are okay with the consequences, if there are any, I would definitely say go to a professional and do not do it yourself, please. So I like to start off with, if somebody loves you, you're not going to have to do a love spell on them. If they already naturally love you, you will not have to do a love spell on them. I'm telling you. The only way I can see people doing certain spells is if they have consent from their partner, from somebody they're already with, to like enhance the relationship or enhance the love that's already there. But a lot of times a love spell's not even needed for that. Maybe a sweetening jar, or like, you know, like a more, you know, something a little less drastic, okay? Because if the love is already there, you don't have to force any love to be there, right? A lot of things that needs to be enhanced or worked out, you don't even need something as drastic as a love spell. One reason why it might not work is because that person is more protected than you might think. You don't even know how many times people try to do spells on somebody, even hexes, and it came right back on them. Why? Because you don't know who is in that person's bloodline. You don't know what generational protection they got on them. You don't know what their grandmother's prayer is. You don't know who got altars in their house. Okay? You don't know who's protected by whom. So, you might be thinking you're doing a spell and they're an easy target. They don't practice spirituality. They don't practice witchcraft. They're not protected. Oh, but somebody around them that loves them might be protecting them more than you know. So that's one way it could bounce right back on that ass. Because a lot of people, they don't believe in karma, but I'll tell you right now. Yeah, it might not be karma, but it's that person's ancestors. It's that person's peoples. You know, I'm telling you, don't sleep on the spiritual realm. They will come through for you in certain circumstances. Don't sleep on them. That person might already have a person doing spells on them. So your spells might be bouncing off somebody else's spell work. That person might already have a person that want to do love spells on them. You might be fighting against the third party. You might not be the only one trying to be the only one. Okay? Again, you don't know who is doing work on the back end. You have to be very careful when you are stepping into certain spell work. Because, baby, you don't know who got altars. I mean, the person you probably trying to do a spell on probably got an altar you don't know about. Okay? You may never know. So always go into a spell knowing you might not ever know. Anytime I do a spell, I'm telling myself, no, I'm not gonna ever want to undo it. Because why would I do a spell to undo it later? No. This is what I want to, well, this is what I want in the universe, and this is what I'm okay with having in the universe for the rest of my life. If you can't sit and tell yourself that with a spell, you do not need to be doing that spell. If you feel like you're going to go to somebody later and ask them, hey, can you undo this? You do not need to be doing that spell, honey. If you're okay with the consequences, like I said, go ahead to a professional and have a ball. Okay. Another reason why the love spell might not work is because the person might really not want you, for real. And when it comes to trying to force somebody to love you with spell work, it can result in the opposite. Them hating you. Them hating your guts. Like, them hating your guts. And that's really all when it comes to love spells. It can either bounce back on you because they're protected, or just because you ain't had no business doing it. And now you're more obsessed with them, or you're facing the consequences, or they simply just start to hate you. It don't even become love. It becomes hatred. Or you can get the one that, you know, it really actually works, and then that person becomes obsessed with you. And it's not an obsessed that you're thinking. It's not a natural obsession. It's one of those obsessions where you want to go to the police, but you can't. The police ain't going to help you, boo. The police ain't going to help you. The root worker ain't gonna help you. Nobody's gonna help you. That's something you gotta sit and you gotta face and you gotta deal with. You gotta pray. The last thing you want is somebody obsessed with you. If you've had people naturally obsessed with you, you will understand when I say you do not want somebody obsessed with you. You do not. You might think you do, and I think it's because you never had people obsessed with you. But once you have somebody obsessed with you, it's actually annoying. It's actually irritating. It irritates your soul. You don't want it. You want to block it. You want to rebuke it. You want a restraining order. So once you do a love spell on somebody that might be aggressive or just naturally, you know, that don't end well. If it work and it hit the target and it works, I think very rarely a love spell works and everything is happily ever after. I think it's very rare. If I can meet 100 people that says that it worked, and I will be surprised. I tell you that. And who you go to for the spell work is very important. If they are telling you they are guaranteeing you results, they are a guarantee lie. Okay? Nobody can guarantee anything from spell work. It doesn't work like that. You can't guarantee it works. Sometimes you got to do the spell over. Sometimes you got to fix something. Sometimes the candle, if you're doing candle magic, it might tell you, hey, this is what's happening. This is the reading on it. You might have to go back and do it again. So if a root worker or somebody that does spells is telling you, oh yes, it's 100% going to work the first time, they're lying to you. And if they don't tell you like the pros and cons, I would just go to somebody that tells the truth. But yes, love spells, they rarely work. Rarely. I say always work on self-concept. Your self-concept will drive the right people to you. And if it's not that person, so be it. Like, life goes on, you know? Like, you can get anybody in the world once you really work on your self-concept. Even if that person actually comes to you while your self-concept is high, guess what? You're not even going to want them no more. You're not even going to want them no more because they're no longer on the pedestal that you put them on. Now you're up there and you're looking down at them like, oh, you're not even my type no more, daddy. That's how you're going to be. You're going to be like, you're not my type no more. So when I say love spells, it's a big no-no for me. That's just my opinion. You know, everybody has different opinions. What you do with your magic is none of my business. Just be careful. All I say is what you do, be careful. If you can face the consequences, have a ball. Okay? Just don't reach out to people trying to get help afterwards. But if it works, let's get married, baby. Let's get married. Get married! Alright. Dose of those spirit. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I have more videos for you on the way.
Start to blush when somebody says your name. In my stomach, there's a pain. You walk in my direction.